Okay, what is your favorite anime and game OST? So something you'll realize as this goes on is that I have tons of trouble narrowing things down. There's some things that I've ranked pretty easily. Favorite protagonists, favorite anime, characters within a series sometimes. But when it comes to things like favorite OSTs, favorite OPs, EDs, it's very hard for me to rank stuff. I don't like choosing between my children too much when it comes to these things. So I'm usually just going to give you a slew of answers instead of narrowing it down to one. Sorry about that. That's just how it is. Anime OSTs, I'll just name a bunch. Hunter x Hunter, obviously. Haikyuu. I love Yuki Hayashi's work on Haikyuu, and just as good as that, in my opinion, is his work on the slightly more contemplative and slow and kind of more mature in terms of the character age and the setting, Run with the Wind. Amazing work on there. And let's see, Showa Roku Rakugo Shinju is one of my favorite anime ever, and the soundtrack contributes greatly to that. So all those anime I mentioned, Hunter x Hunter, Haikyuu, Run with the Wind, Rakugo, Eva, amazing soundtrack. Beastars, amazing soundtrack. That soundtrack is like baked into the identity of that show. There is also Gurren Lagann, amazing soundtrack. Ping Pong the Animation, Steins Gate. A lot of my favorite anime are my favorite anime partly because they have great soundtracks. So if you just look at any of my favorites on here, you're probably going to come up with a great soundtrack on here. Attack on Titan, of course. Monogatari, amazing soundtrack. Kyoso Giga, Penguin Drum, yep. Durarara, Violet Evergarden, Hoseki no Kuni, Berserk, yeah, any of my favorites, usually they have a great soundtrack. Now, in terms of, I think it also asked about video games. Yeah, so in terms of video games, now this is my backlogged account. It's basically the equivalent of my anime list, just for video games. So for this, let's see if I can narrow it down a bit more. So this is not a video game, it's a visual novel, Umineko. Fata Morgana, but they're classified as like something like interactive stories or something in Japan, which some say technically falls under games. I don't know. I'll include it, why not? These two have some of my favorite soundtracks in anything ever. Chrono Trigger. Nobuo Uematsu's work on basically any Final Fantasy is gonna be my favorite, probably. So 9, 6, 10, which was not all done by him, 7, 8, all those soundtracks are among my favorites. Any Pokemon game, basically, will be on my favorites soundtracks. Xenoblade, this may be my favorite one ever, but Xenoblade 2 also has an equally good soundtrack. Most Zeldas. Witcher is great for atmospheric stuff. Any Nier game is amazing. Keiichi Okabe is insanity. Animal Crossing has one of my favorite OSTs ever as well. Just the GameCube one, not any of the ones that came after it. Those have good OSTs as well, but this is my favorite. Paper Mario, 13 Sentinels, Omori, for sure. And Undertale isn't on here. This is the list of my top 40 favorite games and visual novels of all time. It's not completely up to date because I'm currently doing a replay of Undertale, and it'll surely make it here sometime, or by the time I finish it. And Undertale's OST is definitely a favorite as well. Mario Sunshine, definitely. Persona 5 Royal. And we can leave it there. This isn't comprehensive at all. I may be forgetting some, but these are just the ones that come to mind first. I did say that I can't narrow down, right?